I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I want a way I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything.
The venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that I so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted, created a legacy off of me just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dream, make things right, 'cause I'll do anything, want a reality.
Sensational atmosphere here. Great jab by Lewis. That's better. He's got it working there.
I think it's very important for Lewis to work his jab very well. At times he has difficulty with good jabs. He needs to get his own going right from the start.
Just occasionally a little tentative with that jab, Lewis. They'll have both fought this fight 1,000 times in their head. Holyfield has some big physical problems to overcome if he needs to get close to Lewis. Holyfield, you'd think, would want to get onto the inside where he can unleash those damaging hooks. Right to the body. Lewis just off balance more than anything. He's caught by the left hook and a right hand. Best yet from Holyfield.
Holyfield will try to get into his rhythm. When he lets his punches go in that rhythm, he looks very, very good.
Oh, and Holyfield there lifted Lewis by his backside off his feet. What an extraordinary end to the opening round. What are you doing?
Look at him.
Says referee Arthur McCanty Jr. Well, what was Holyfield up to there?
Well, it was amazing. He grabbed Lennox round the legs. He was trying to lift him up. I don't know whether that was to try and show Lewis how strong he was. Maybe to give Lewis a little taste of his own medicine, thinking, listen, I'm very strong. I can lift you off your feet.
You know you're getting away from his right hand good, and his chin is right there. When you stop it, nail him with yours.
John Turner with Evander Holyfield in the corner.
From our corner.
Leg a little bit.
How do you score that opening round, Glenn?
I would give it to Lewis. just on the better jab work. Wasn't a great deal of scoring punches. Lewis maybe just a little more forceful towards the beginning of the round.
Let's keep it clean now.
Lennox Lewis trying to do it for Britain, to take the undisputed title home for the first time in 100 years. Good work by Lewis, chopping right hands. Holyfield caught around the temple. That's the area that Lewis thinks he may be vulnerable. Against Burt Cooper, he was caught like that and sent reeling against the ropes and had to take a count. Lewis says he's going to make that a target.
Yes, Lewis leaning on Holyfield. This is where he's trying to really let Holyfield feel his strength. He is a very strong man, and that's where he's trying to win the physical battle.
And Glenn knows that. He fought Lewis. And he always said that his strength is absolutely incredible. Holyfield is finding out about it. And Holyfield, remember, 36. Sometimes fighters can age overnight this late in their career.
Holyfield not getting his punches off. He's got to try and look to counter with the right hand behind Lewis's jab.
At the moment, so far so good for Lewis. He's making it his kind of fight, a fight on the outside, where he can throw out that jab, while at the same time being wary of possible counters from the canny Holyfield, who's so good at applying educated pressure. Chance of Lewis ringing around the guard, and they like what they see so far, but it's early. Again, bringing in that right hand. Lewis having to punch down all the time at the smaller man. There it is again. Lewis is winning this round big at the moment.
Yes, that's Lewis's best punch, the long right hand. Whether he throws it straight or whether he brings in a wide arc, it's a good punch for Lewis.
Sunk in a good shot to the body as well, Lennox there. Holyfield has just not been able to get going at all in this round.
And Holyfield unable to get any counter punching going. Hasn't really done much in this round at all.
Unquestionably, Lewis's round is on top so far. There's his mum, Violet, and Frank Maloney, who, despite what you might have heard with some reports today, is still very much part of the camp. It's all been smoothed over. And we're coming up to the round in which Holyfield says, not that he thinks he might do the job, the round he says he knows he's going to do the job.
Well, I'm sure, having said that and said it with so much conviction, he is going to have a big effort to try and do something in this round. The good work from Lewis, looking to back him up with a jab and then bring the right hand in. Holyfield managing to just sort of curl up into a ball there and avoid the worst of the right hands.
But Lewis was the only one working in round two. Holyfield says predictions are for the weathermen. This third round win I've been talking about, I'm just telling you the truth. Now, can he make it become reality? Everybody's in on the plot here. Are we going to see Holyfield really go to work in round three? Was he waiting for round three in the second?
Well, the other thing is Lewis is well in the plot. The head there was, well, he's getting wrong for pushing, although the head seemed to be going into Lewis's face.
If he does really go for it in a gung-ho fashion, Holyfield, Lewis might like that. He might have the gaps to pick him off on the way in.
Well, there's also a bit of motivation for Lewis to try and do something in this round, knowing fine well what Holyfield has said.
Better from Holyfield, left hook to the body. And Lewis's protector really is very, very high, isn't it? I'm surprised the referee's letting him get away with that. Protecting him from some of the body shots. Not that there have been many yet. Good uppercut on the inside from Lewis. That's a honey punch for him if Holyfield does get close.
Well, Holyfield is looking to push forward and apply some pressure, but he's walking into good jabs from Lewis.
Holyfield getting in closer now, getting in with that left hook. Lewis having to cover off. He's caught with a left hand there, and then a right cross as well. Here goes Holyfield, trying to make the prediction become reality. The first sustained assault from America's warrior hero, and Lewis mustn't leave himself open. Just let the gloves drop a moment there. Breathing a little heavier. You do worry about Lewis's stamina, but it's sometimes a little characteristic of his that he does breathe heavily and make you worried about him in that department.
Well, stamina has never let Lewis down yet, although he does, as you said, Ian, breathe very heavily late in fights.
Lewis has definitely ridden out that little squall of pressure for the time being.
Lewis dropping his hands quite low. Not a good tactic with somebody who's a fast puncher like Holyfield.
Good left hook again from Holyfield. He's very good with that punch. It only travels a few inches, but it's got power. He's starting to get through to Lewis's head, maybe a little ominously. Holyfield getting the better of it as they work close in here, and 20 seconds left in this third round, the round that Holyfield predicted that he would end the fight.
This is a good round for Holyfield. He's landed with some very solid punches. Lewis dropping that left. Holyfield has a good right hand.
The prediction does not come true. He might have thought he knew it, Holyfield. He was wrong, but he won the round.
He won the round, and he won it big. Lewis looking very tired as he came back to his stool. Holyfield threw a lot of punches, landed with some big right hands, and it looked a little worrying at times for Lennox Lewis.
You know you can get it. All you got to do is do it. Stop throwing hooks. Feint him with the hook and hit him with the right hand first.
Make that push, right? Okay. Sir, what's your heavy?
Lennox, go back to your speed. Don't worry about nothing.
Get to your jab. Listen very carefully. Your jab is the key. Get back to your jab again. You will see the opening. If you keep jabbing enough, you will see the opening.
Well, they want Lewis to dominate from the outside again. Holyfield made it his kind of fight for the first time in that round, didn't he?
Yes, he started to get the momentum going in his punches, putting combinations together. Landed with a few good right hands, and it's good pressure. That's what Holyfield has to try and do.
Round 4. What next on this dramatic night at the spiritual home of boxing? Lewis is told by the corner, by Emanuel Steward, keep on working behind that jab, don't let him in close.
That's how I've got it. Holyfield winning the last round with the first 2 to Lennox Lewis.
Well, the first was a bit close. That might have been scored even by some people. Most experts feel Lewis's best chance is early, and Holyfield's in the later rounds. That's the conventional wisdom, but how often have we been proved wrong? More than we care to remember, if we're honest with you. He's not pumping out that jab enough, I would think, for the corner's liking at the moment, Lewis.
No, he's just stepping away as he throws it. He needs to step forward behind that jab.
Quite yet landed flush with that concussive right hand. Lewis, the hand and the punch that got rid of Razor Riddick and Andrew Galotta in 2 of the biggest fights so far. That one did get through, the right hand around the side of the head of Holyfield, who took the punch. Holyfield's only ever been on the floor 3 times, all at the hands of Riddick Bowe, though he did have to take a count too against Bert Cooper. It's pretty good, isn't it, for a guy who's been going for 15 years. He made his debut, Holyfield, in this very arena at the Garden, and that, guess what, was a 4-round tear-up. Holyfield's hand speed paying off for him.
Good left hook and right hand from Holyfield. Again, he's trying to get the momentum into those punches, get the rhythm, pushing Lewis onto the back foot.
Generally reckon that Holyfield is the cleverer technician of the two. It comes down to boxing skills, and later on we know all about his grit and heart, of course. Holyfield taking the fight more to Lewis now. And I reckon he won that round, Holyfield, don't you, Glenn?
Yes, I do. He was throwing more. He's got a better rhythm. Lewis just being forced back onto the back foot. He needs to start pushing forward with that jab, pushing Holyfield by letting Holyfield feel his strength.
You got to back this guy up. He don't like to be backed up. You got to back him up.
Okay. All right, you want to cool down?
Brain the shots from underneath. You're jabbing, you're driving him down, and now you're shooting over top of the head. I keep bing, bing, and shoot the shots from up underneath. You haven't cut him in the body at all tonight. You're not one body punch your shot down here.
Off the rope.
Okay? Cut him to the body some, and then start bringing the left uppercut some. Now
keep your
this
feet
is tantalizingly
up
poised at the moment,
keep your
isn't
feet
it,
up under.
Yes, it really is. It's an excellent fight. I think everybody thought it would be. Everybody thought it would be this sort of fight. Still, neither man has got superiority.
The weight of history is against Lennox Lewis. Men like Tommy Furr, Don Cocker, Brian London, Frank Bruno, all failing on trips to the United States in a quest to become world heavyweight champion, or win world heavyweight title fights anyway.
This is better with the jab from Lewis. I think it's the key for Lewis's game plan, to use that jab well and then bring the right hand behind it.
Clubbing right seemed to just hurt Holyfield momentarily. Wanted to cover up, but his powers of recovery are brilliant usually because of his conditioning. I wonder if he's just trying to kid Lewis here. Oh, right hand, looked a cracker from Lewis. Holyfield covering up. Some of these are landing on the arms, but he definitely got through with a couple.
Two very, very heavy right hands from Lewis.
He's measuring in for size. There was a right uppercut too. Lewis back on top here. And there's that body shot that Emanuel Steward, the trainer, asked him for. Oh, and there's a right uppercut and a right cross. Left hook to the body. Holyfield in trouble here. Holyfield swaying on those ropes. And here he is in another crisis in his career. But this man is probably the best boxer of all time in a crisis.
Holyfield needing all his knowledge of survival there, blocking the shot, trying to turn away from him just to take a little bit of power out of him, but he doesn't really need to stand and take shots like that from Lewis.
It was a huge half-minute that for Lennox Lewis, but psychologically maybe playing in his head is, well, I hit him with my best shots there and he's still on his feet.
That shouldn't really come into question at this stage. It's still early. I think the good thing for Lewis and the confidence building thing for Lewis is he's getting his punches off and Holyfield's feeling the weight of them.
Lewis derided and doubted by so many in America who wonder if he really has the stomach for a real fight. They obviously weren't watching when he took on Ray Mercer here in this ring. Here goes Holyfield, going with a sharp-looking little right cross there to the temple of Lewis. This could well come down to who has the best resilience. looking right again from Lewis. He's having success now with that punch he loves so much.
And this is a great round which Lewis has won, but Holyfield still there, still firing back with the heart we knew he had.
And a confident swagger at the end of the round from Lennox Lewis says that he thinks that was a breakthrough round, but Holyfield will have other ideas.
Well, Holyfield shows toughness and courage and heart. Really, all fighters need that, but Holyfield exemplifies those qualities.
Caught him round the back of the head there, and that can befuddle a fighter, can't it, Glenn, that shot?
It's a hurtful punch. It is the way Lewis tries to throw his punches when he gets in close. Little hooks and longer hooks round the side and then brings them up the middle.
Look at these uppercuts as well.
These were really thudding punches just above us.
This man is so slow. You look at this tape, you're going to blow your mind. Come on, get up there, He's slow.
Still so much work to do. Here's round 6. 20,000 fans, and it is up to 20,000. They put in a few more seats. Absolutely enthralled by this, wondering which way it's going to tilt next.
Well, Holyfield, knowing he was caught several times in the last round, will want to come out and try and regain some sort of control in this one.
Oh, caught by a left hand. Lewis, but took the punch well, to be fair. Took it very well.
Lewis took the punches, but he paid for a little bit of cockiness. He can't afford to do that with somebody like Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield would be quite happy to have this fight going on in a phone booth. Just stand there and have a tear up with Lewis. Alex has to keep it on the outside. Uses jab, whipping those right hands. It's worked for him quite a lot of the trip so far.
Lewis dropping that jab a little too far. Needs to keep his hands up, stick out that long, raking left jab, and then bring over that right hand.
They're very well matched, aren't they? The two best heavyweights in the world.
A terrific matchup. But then you put Holyfield in with any good fighter and it's a good match. He comes to fight.
I think they used to regard him as boring in his cruiserweight days. There's the right uppercut again from Lennox Lewis. How will this plot twist and unfold over the next half hour? Lewis has waited so very, very long to get into this kind of argument, to prove himself the number one. Frustrated and sidetracked and evaded. Here's his chance.
Lewis hands low, just picking off his shots. Not a great deal in those, just looking to pick the points up, looking for gaps in the defences of Holyfield.
Holyfield was going for broke with the left hand, missed by a mile. This is cool by Lewis.
That's not the bell, that's his last 5 seconds.
Lewis thought that was the end of the round. It is now. Made a little mistake, dropped his gloves and started to walk away when they banged on that wooden thing that they used to let the fighters know there are 10 seconds left.
Well, he was told that in the dressing room. We did see the referee show him that, so he should have been aware, but he did think it was the end of the round. Could have made a grave mistake.
If you ever sat down and open up, this fight is over with. You're too tentative. You're hitting the man, but you're playing too much. If you sat down and say, I'm going to sit down and dig with all this power shots in here, it's going to be over.
Look about his being up at his chest. We don't have any target at all. Look at his cup. It's written up right up.
Chiefly talking in that
rhythm, the throw combinations, what you're looking for would just flow. Yes, maybe getting a little anxious. Everybody's trying to give him instructions. That's no good because you hear nobody. Some of Holyfield's success, Lewis just managing to get sway backwards from that last left hook.
This fight, by the way, being scored by a woman judge from the USA, Stan Christodoulou from South Africa, and London jeweller Larry O'Connell. I wonder how they've got this so far as we move into the second half of the contest. Here's how Glenn's seeing it.
Well, I'm seeing it with Lewis 2 rounds ahead, winning the last 2, and now they both wrestle to the floor.
Oh, Holyfield not happy about all that. Let's act like champions, says referee Arthur McCarthy Jr. Stop all that, it got a bit nasty and silly. It wasn't a knockdown. Oh, and look at Lewis straight away. Hits him with a jab and a lowish looking punch as well. And Manny Steward is shouting at Lewis to unload. Don't be tentative, let the power tallies, saying he's banging on the ring apron. Manny Steward, the trainer.
Well, he waited too long there. He allowed Holyfield off the ropes. That was a point where Lewis should have really followed his conviction, followed up with punches. He stung Holyfield just on the break. He should have followed that up.
It's the enigmatic part of Lennox Lewis's nature. It's why some in America have doubted him. His answer would be, look, I know what I'm doing. Lewis all the time wary of the left hook of Holyfield that floored both Bowe and Tyson.
Well, this is where Manny Steward wants Lewis to take over, to be the boss, to really impose himself on Holyfield. Still a little cautious, Lewis.
Another good right hand, and again Manny Steward, the trainer, waves Lewis in, but he refuses to do that. He doesn't want to get stuck up by counters. Great uppercut, then a left hook from Lewis. Holyfield has to take those again, and this is good from Lennox Lewis here, mixing them up. He's dominating, he's winning this at the moment, and I do stress at the moment. He's got him again. Holyfield's face is swelling up. This looks so good for Lennox Lewis at this stage.
Great part of the fight for Lewis, really getting his punches off so well, very accurate with that right hand, bringing roars from the crowd of Lewis.
And every time he tries to land the left hook, or nearly every time, Lewis is blocking it with his gloves and arms. They've worked on that. That's what they've been doing at that mountain retreat in the Poconos, and it's paying off so far. But one moment could change all that.
Well, Arthur McCarthy Jr. almost went out there.
Damage underneath the left eye for Holyfield, and a bit of swelling too. Goodness me, this is exciting. It's absolutely nerve-tingling stuff here. Oh, right on the bell, a left hook from Holyfield even after the bell. Look at the British fans here. They paid a lot of money to get here. I'll tell you what, they'd pay about 3 times that if they see a moment of sporting history here tonight for British sport.
Well, there's the damage to that left eye. That's been caused with the good right hands from Lewis. He really has had a lot of success with that punch and also the uppercut.
You finish that round, that's the way you got to start it and finish it the same way. These guys don't want to fight.
Make him happy, that's all. Drink it.
Rebound.
You need to swallow this too, okay?
Lennox, we're the undisputed champion. Stay with
So far, so good, isn't it?
It's very good for Lewis at this stage, but Holyfield's still there, still strong, refusing to be dominated in there. Now this is where it becomes a real test of spirit and heart from Lennox Lewis. The Americans think this is what let him down. Now it's down to him to prove them wrong.
Now it's round 8. Holyfield said before this it wasn't about size. Size is one thing, he says. Talent is another. He thought he had the extra talent, but Lewis is showing plenty in there. Is this Lewis's time, his night? And what could be the last big heavyweight showdown of the century?
Watch your head down, Evander.
Well, he's waited an awful long time for this opportunity to write his name in history. Now it's here. This is where he has to go for it.
We're getting to that point in the fight, Glenn, where if Lewis does have suspect stamina, it ought to be beginning to show.
That's right, and Holyfield superbly conditioned as ever. If he feels the strength going out of Lewis, you can guarantee he will up the pace. He will have plenty there.
Right off Holyfield at your peril. And he gets in with 2 headshots there. Lewis's defense just looking a little leaky.
Watch your head. Great. Pull. Time. Evander.
Watch the use of the head, a warning to Holyfield.
Nice little combination from Lewis there, the left right and the left hook. Short punches.
I think Lewis is a very canny operator, and I think in the back of his head, no matter all the talk about knockouts, he may have even been thinking, I've probably got to do this over 12 rounds with this guy. Holyfield's capacity for producing minor miracles is seemingly unending. Has he got a shock in store later?
Great. You're pulling him into. Watch.
Nice right again from Lewis.
Come on. You're pulling him. He's heading to you.
He's largely won the strategical battle here, Lewis. Holyfield has just found it hard to really get a breakthrough. He's pulling away on the scorecards, I would say, anyway.
Yes, I would too. I got a 4 points ahead on my scorecard. Boxing well from long range, giving Holyfield all the trouble he can handle with that jab.
You won that round. Oh, you slipped in and came inside. Was very, very effective. Let's get back to what we worked on. Right back to basics. The drill.
Look at this jab of Lewis using the 7-inch reach advantage, as he should do.
Step it up, Lynn. Step it up.
Just the little thing there, as he's throwing his jab, he's stepping backwards. It's time that he jabs, doubles the jab, and then looks to step forward.
That's the total mismatch. Pump your jab.
Okay, guys, out of the ring now. Let's go.
Okay, swallow.
Out of the ring. Pump your jab. Come on, you gotta get in the ring. Let's go.
There are 12 minutes remaining. Is Lewis 12 minutes away from making history? He has to be ahead, surely. Although you do often wonder about the way things will be scored. Holyfield is Don King's fighter on a Don King promotion in America. Holyfield is an American hero. We've seen strange things happen before. Holyfield will know this situation, I think. And I think he just really might go for it in the last 3 rounds or so.
Well, he's very used to going to the wall, and you know, his courage and his commitment has never been under suspect. He knows he's looked inside himself in a deep fight, and you know, there's always been something there. But Lewis has never really been in that tough fight with the big opponent, so he's yet to find out what's really inside himself.
In simple terms at the moment, Holyfield, we think anyway, is getting outboxed. There's that trademark double jab of Holyfield.
And then Holyfield looking to put all his weight on Lewis. There's a few little tricks and gamesmanship going on in there.
fight at the moment just simmering. Maybe awaiting some huge drama yet to come.
Holyfield still looking to push Lewis back, looking for that left hook.
Little right-hand counter there as Holyfield tried to close the range, whipped in by Lennox Lewis. Many have doubted whether Lewis really is a true Brit, but he was born in the East End and started boxing when he went to Canada at the age of 12 because the bullies picked on him because of his Cockney accent, so I think that puts the end to that one. He's a Brit, all right.
Yes, I'm very proud of being British as well. He'll be very happy so many have come over from Britain to support him.
Not much in that one, was there, Glenn?
Very little. Holyfield was coming forward, looking to load up for the big punches. Lewis flicking away with lighter shots on the outside. A difficult one to score. I'll probably have to go level on that one. Neither man really having any sort of big spell in the fight.
Gotta make him fight you. You gotta make him fight you. Get in close and dog him, man.
What you did, do it again after do it.
I bet. Just keep working the jab. Keep your hands up. Keep working your jab.
A little bit of a problem by the eye for Lewis here.
Jabbing from up on top.
Little nick by the left eye. Shouldn't be too much of a problem unless it gets worse and the blood starts running into it.
Move your head.
All he want to do is survive. Don't let him survive.
Now, please.
Keep your pumping your jabs from the top. Jabbing from. Come on, let's go.
3 rounds to go. Lewis has just really reverted over the last couple of rounds to cool boxing behind the jab. Would you like to see him get even more positive than this?
I would do. I'd like to see him be more dominant.
Holyfield going for it here. Got him with the clubbing right, and again Holyfield. Lewis has to be careful. He gets the gloves up and smiles and leers at Holyfield through the gum shield, and then whips him with a little chopping right hand, short punch.
Holyfield getting rough in there, getting the head in close, trying to work away, doing exactly what they said in the corner. Really try and get in there and take the fight to him, make him fight every second of every round.
You got the sense from Holyfield's corner between the rounds that their man wasn't quite making it the sort of fight that they had planned. Oh, that's a good punch from Holyfield, the right hand. Lewis taking it well. Reza questioned his chin, getting an answer or two as well. Remember, Oliver McCall stopped him in a couple of rounds. Lewis was on his feet at the time. That's his only career defeat. And Holyfield's lost just 3. Twice to Bowe, once to Moura.
A good right hand from Lewis, but he needs to start trying to back Holyfield up. He's just been pushed around too much. This'll, you think, just sway the judges maybe Holyfield's way. He's looking to force this fight in this round.
Yes, he's the one who's taking it to Lewis. And in a tight round, that is likely to sway the judges his way. Oh, very good countering right hand from Holyfield. Lewis doing a little less over the last couple of rounds, and with that little bit of damage by the left eye too. This is Tank just starting to run a little dry.
You do seem to get that feeling. He's very laid back, Lewis, but this is where he's got to pick it up. He's got to finish this fight very strong. Holyfield will grow in confidence. He'll grow in desire. Lewis has to stop this right here.
Saw a little stumble by Lewis then. He wears size 17 boots, by the way, and that sometimes just affects his balance. few seconds of this 10th round, which Holyfield has made most of the plays without ever really looking as if he was going to break through. I think the judges will probably give that one to Holyfield, don't you?
Well, I think they will, and I certainly will. Holyfield was the busier. He was the one looking to force the fight. There's just the feeling now that Lennox is starting to just go a little into survival mode. He needs to be forceful. He's got to be the boss in there as we come to the closing stages of this fight.
Unless he's being very clever and leaving something in the tank for what he knows will be a big finish by Holyfield.
Well, you know, I think he needs to meet fire with fire. He's not exactly doing that. You know, there's just 2 rounds left. Really, it's time for Lewis to make no doubt of this fight.
Just a little grimace on the face of Lewis there. He's really caught by that right hand, wasn't he?
Left hook from Holyfield and then a right hand.
Lewis does not want to leave too much room for doubt on the scorecards. Not away from home. Not in New York, not against Holyfield. Not on a Don King promotion. Mustn't let it get close. I think he's still ahead, but Holyfield clawed a little ground back in that last round, perhaps. Round 11. Just 6 minutes remaining. It's never quite caught fire, this, as a contest, but it's been absorbing a strategic battle. And Lewis, who loves a game of chess, might have been happy with that.
Well, this certainly is not chess. There's big punches being thrown in this fight. And Lewis needs to be more motivated. This is his big moment. He needs to go for this more.
It's just that feeling now that Lewis needs to up the tempo again. Start getting in with some more of those big punches. He's letting Holyfield back into the argument bit by bit. Oh, good right hand from Lewis there. Holyfield is so absorbent, isn't he?
He just, for a moment, his legs just seemed to stiffen, but Lewis was not quick to follow up there.
Punch seemed to go to the sole of Holyfield's boots. But he's so very, very durable, as he showed against Mike Tyson. Tyson's punches just seemed to bounce off him that night. Sometimes it must be like throwing darts on the side of a mountain. Just going to sleep a little, Lewis.
The last few rounds, he's just not doing enough, Lewis. He had a very good spell from the 5th right through to the 9th, but then from then he's just gone to sleep a little bit.
But we think still ahead.
Still ahead on my card, but you just don't know. He's away from home. He's got it still all to do.
Good right hand on the counter from Lewis. Sneak one. Saw the gap, went for it. But those who said that Lewis would be too big and too strong for Holyfield have been wrong. And good little right hand again by Lewis. Right at the end of the round, he punches his glove to the British fans. Gets a big response. Well, they're all wondering how this is being scored. Mum Violet, brother Dennis there as well, who's put £10,000 on Lewis to win.
Last round, touch gloves, champ. Gotta outwork him.
He's been to the mountains so many times, Evander Holyfield.
That's right, I've got it. I've got Lewis ahead, but he just hasn't impressed in the last 3 rounds. And I've given a couple of those 3 even. They could have went to Holyfield. It could be very much poised on this last round, but I'm just still edging for Lewis that little bit.
Here we go. Emanuel Steward whispers into Lennox Lewis's ear and says, this is what you'll be remembered for, this fight, this defining night. Go out, go on, make sure of it. You've got to win this last round. Don't leave any room for argument. Holyfield has closed the gap, that's the feel, over the last few rounds. Though we think Lewis is still ahead, but by a narrowing margin. We don't know how the judges might be seeing it.
Well, I think to make definite of this, Lewis needs a big last round. Holyfield will not want that to happen.
Great, last round, no holding. Let's go, baby, let's go.
No sign of faint heart from Lewis, as the Americans suspected. And he's passed the stamina test too. But who wins? Who will be the undisputed world heavyweight champion? The first for 7 years. It could, on some scorecards, depend on this final round. Could.
Let's go, man.
For me, I would have liked to have seen Lewis show more devil, more belief. He's been a little bit safety first in this fight. There was a point where it looked like he was going to really take over and hurt Holyfield, and he just didn't follow it on. He got the opportunities, and he didn't go through with them.
There's chance of there's only one Lennox Lewis now, football style, ringing around the big building, as it's called, on 7th Avenue.
Let's keep it clean on this one.
Listen to the support for Lennox Lewis as he reaches out for his place in history. He's busier in this round.
Yes, he's just using that jab, keeping Holyfield at long range, not allowing him to get in. There's a little wiggle from Lewis. You get the sense he feels he's doing enough.
It's been a strategic battle. Lewis was a pretty long way clear at one point. Holyfield's worked hard in the second half of the fight, but has he done enough? The impression is, not really.
Well, this is a much better last round from Lennox Lewis, using his boxing skills, moving about, picking out the jabs and the right hands. Good display from Lewis.
Classy combinations, outboxing Holyfield in this last round, catching him with the right cross as well. Last few seconds, it's going to go to the decision. Holyfield hugs him. Lewis raises his arms aloft. He believes that he has provided Britain with a sporting moment for the millennium there. But we must wait for the judges. And if we were being a little cautious about it, it's because, well, sometimes you learn to be cynical.
Well, the last round was definitely Lennox Lewis's. He was confident, he was moving well, he was sticking out the long punches, spearing Holyfield from long range. And that's how I've got it. 117-113 to Lennox Lewis. And maybe, just maybe, he's the first British undisputed champion for 100 years.
And I have it as 116 to 113 for Lewis. We think that Britain is bringing boxing home with the undisputed heavyweight title. That's our view here, but we must wait to hear what those three judges, one from the United States, Eugenia Williams, Stan Christodoulou of South Africa, and Larry O'Connell of Britain. You can safely bet that O'Connell has seen that for Lewis. People in Manchester, all over Britain, having late night parties, and if you're watching, thank you for staying up, and we hope to have some good news for you within a minute or two. But let's not count any chickens. Well, it was a good boxing display by Lennox Lewis, that, even if he did just go to sleep a little for 3 or 4 rounds near the end of it.
Yes, I think if anything, he showed a little bit of the chessman in there. He made the right moves, he picked his punches. He went a little bit quiet from, you know, round about 8, 9, 10, but still I think he did enough.
There's his mum, Violet, who does all the cooking in the camp. It's a great moment if it's going to happen for Lewis, but I would caution you against going into too wild a celebration just yet. Remember, Lewis is fighting away from home, and that sometimes has the effect on slightly close-ish rounds being scored maybe for the home fighter. Here's the decision now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing here at Madison Square Garden, we go to the scorecards at this time. Judge at ringside, Eugenia Williams, scores the bout 115 to 113 in favor of Evander Holyfield.
American
judge at ringside, Stanley Christodoulou, scores the bout 116 to 113 in favor of Lennox Lewis.
British judge next.
Judge at ringside, Larry O'Connell, scores the bout 115 to 115, even a draw. The decision is even a draw. Both champions retain their
It is
belts.
a draw, and it is a draw because Larry O'Connell, the London judge, scored it even. What about that?
Unbelievable. The irony in that the London judge has given it even. It's a draw for Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, and Lewis is shocked by that.
He cannot believe that, Lennox Lewis. Oh, well, I did warn you. I did say be cautious, because you never know how the judges are reading it. But I think Lennox Lewis has won that fight, and I'll go out on a limb here. I think he's been robbed. I think he's been robbed of his moment of glory.
Well, you had it 3 points, I had it 4 points, so we both thought Lewis had won. I think, you know, he's a little to blame for not having more devil, but still he was a winner.
The American judge scoring it predictably enough for Holyfield. The South African judge for Lennox Lewis by 3 points. Identical card to mine, that one. Larry O'Connell of London scores it even. Frank Maloney is furious. And I tell you what's going to happen now. There is going to be a rematch. Yankee Stadium, open air in the summer. Here's Evander Holyfield.
Like the heavyweight championship of the world after this fight.
Yes, I feel like the heavyweight champion of the world. The whole thing is I'm not the judge as I was fighting, and I haven't got a chance to view the fight. I can't be watching the fight and fighting at the same time.
Well, I know you can't score the fight, Evander, but virtually everybody we know at ringside thought that this was a decisive win for your opponent, Lennox Lewis. Were you surprised to get the draw?
Well, it's real simple. The people around the ring is not the judge. You know, things happen to me sometimes like that. That's just the way it flows. You know, there's always the next time.
When you say there's always a next time, does that mean you want to give him a rematch to resolve this?
Oh, sure. You know, in 6 months, if you want to get it on, we'll get it on. In 6 months, there ain't no problem with me.
Let's talk about the third round. You were convinced the fight would end in the third round. You said you didn't even have a plan B if it didn't end in the third round. What happened, and how did you feel about it?
Well, you know, of course, I felt that I was going to get him out in the third round. You know, I believe, and I worked it to the end. Lennox Lewis had something else to say. You know, he was able to have a good defense. He was able to...
All right, here we see. Were you saving it in the first 2 rounds to try to get him in the third?
Well, I wasn't saving it. The whole thing is that, you know, I was just taking my time. And the point of taking my time, you know, he was able to get the jab off a lot of time.
Did he surprise you by how well he boxed you from outside and didn't allow you to get inside on him?
Well, he did well. He did well, and it wasn't no surprise. He did the things that was necessary. He kept me on the end of the jab, and then kept me out there, and I didn't get a chance to fight inside.
You looked a little dispirited after that third round. You sagged a little bit. I mean, this was a really important prediction for you. It was divinely inspired, according to you.
Well, yeah, you know, I still love the Lord, and you know, the Lord is my Savior. I still believe in the Lord. It's just sometimes we wrong. Sometimes, you know, you think you heard something you didn't, and so it's all good.